Hey guys, this is Sage Wisdom, and I'm here to do a reading for the Leos. Okay, so this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or anybody who has Leo in their chart, or if you're dating a Leo or interested in a Leo, or just want to know something about a Leo. You're in the right place. So thank you for joining me. All right, so I'm gonna start with my prayer. I'm gonna go into the overall energy, and then I'm going to the tarot spread that I have out here. Okay. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to read for the sun sign of Leo. I'm calling in my spiritual team for guidance and support and to help me clearly articulate the messages coming from source through me to the collective. Giving thanks, sending white light and love to surround me, to surround the collective at this time. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, so Leo, your overall energy, you have the discernment card, the fear card, and the surrender card. And the discernment card is telling you to look carefully and judge wisely in a situation. It's something that's being revealed to you. I didn't show you the card that you can't see yet. Okay? Something's being revealed to you that you can't see. And they want you to, when it is presented to you, because I think it's right before your eyes, it's right before you, but you're choosing not to see it. And I think when it's being revealed to you, they want you to examine it closely, okay? Because whatever this is going to bring wisdom to you, and but they're like right back. I started doing Leo because you didn't call me. You didn't answer. Bye. Um, um, it's something that's happened in your past that's going in the situation that's presented itself to you is going to bring hindsight to the current situation. So you may have to make a decision about something, and they want you to make a wise and a good decision. And they're also saying decisions that you made in your past. Everybody don't always make great decisions. You know what I'm saying? We do the best we can at that particular time in our life. And, you know, the good decisions and the bad decisions teach us lessons. They help us grow. So whatever you're deciding now, based on your experiences from the past, decisions that you made, life situations that you've been in, all those are now present to you as knowledge and wisdom to draw from. Okay, so whatever's coming up for you, they want you to use your judgment and discernment, and don't just look at things for face value. They want you to look deeper into it and try to get evidence and not just believe in what people say. Okay, so that's where we at. So it's a discernment card is here for you in overall energy. The next card is the fear card. Okay, so the fear card is talking about this being a time of courage. So whatever is coming up that you have to make a decision about is going to require you to take action, to have strong willpower to do this thing. And as a result, because it's going to be something that's different than you have done, or you're reaching out on a limb, you know what I'm saying, you're expanding further past something, that fear is going to come up in you. So it's going to require courage on your part to proceed with this. Okay. So when you feel fear, is what they're telling me. When you feel fear, it's like fear. Okay, fear itself, it really doesn't serve a point, a purpose. But your fears, whether they're old fears from the past, so something in the past that maybe turned out in a non-desirable way, you hold on to that fear and you say, okay, I'm gonna protect myself. I'm not gonna get in a situation anymore. So you're trying to protect yourself. But when you're holding fear and is not useful, like it's just a energy of fear, is no particular reason why you're afraid of something, it blocks your flow, because you're closing out a whole aspect of yourself, like closing out your mind in regards to something, and because you fear, I don't want to think of that, I don't want to see that, I want to experience that. So you're blocking off a whole part of yourself. Fear stops people from fulfilling their dreams, is what they're saying. So, or getting things done that needs to be done. So some people are so fearful that they have a disorder. What do you call it? Phobias, where it really is a psychological thing, but it like stops them, like agoraphobia, the fear of being in a social situation, going out in public. It stops people from doing certain things. But if it's something deep like that, yes, you would need like counseling, mental health counseling, kind of move you past that. But it's built into us, fear, but it is a chemical part that our brain works to protect us. It's a natural thing. So I always associate fear with the ego too. You know what I'm saying? So I experienced this, or this fire is hot, it burned me. Ouch! I'm not gonna touch the fire anymore. You know what I'm saying? But some people are so fearful. Oh, I don't even want to see fire. I'm just making up an example. You know what I'm saying? So when it's so far like that, where you cut off a whole aspect of yourself, a whole aspect of your life, or a whole element, like in that scenario that I made up, that is not healthy fear. And that fear prevents us from moving forward, from experiencing new things, from engaging in new things. Okay, and sometimes it can get so bad where you can form jealousy, you can form like you know just negative emotion, codependency, procrastination. You're just preventing yourself from doing something. So the antidote to fear is courage. So it's going to always be situations that's new for us that we're afraid to dive into because it's not safe. It doesn't feel safe. Or maybe in the past this happened when I did this, and I don't want to, I don't want that to happen again. So I cut off this aspect of me. They're saying that in order to overcome fear, you have to use your courage. Okay, use your courage. See the truth of what something is. And if you're not clear on what it is, because fear is like not knowing. It's not knowing what the future holds, not knowing what's going to happen if I do this thing. But if you use discernment when making choices and decision about moving forward, and you get the details and you have evidence about such and such, and you read, what I'm saying, it's different. So you're making a formed choice about some situation that maybe you don't ever really know how something's going to turn out. There's always a certain risk with anything that you do. But the more informed you are, the more research is done, the more questions asked, the easier it is to move past the fear and to move towards something courageously when you're using discernment and judgment and looking and judging wisely in a situation. Okay. The third card, overall energy, is the surrender card, and surrender doesn't mean giving up. Okay, surrender means like giving God, releasing something to God, releasing something to a higher source in order to move past something. And they want you to surrender your fears, Leo. Surrender that fear response that you have so that you can, and instead of letting it be fear, like, oh, I can't do this because this might happen, or such and such said this might happen. Use your discernment. Look at the situation, judge it wisely, look at options, read the fine print, read the detail, you know what I'm saying, ask questions. And then the situation, yes, it may be scary because it's different, but you're going to surrender your fears to God, and you're going to use your judgment to make the best decision moving forward. Okay? All right, so that's the energy in your overall. All right, so now let's go to the situation. The first card that came out was from my card deck that I made, the Fear Shadow energy to explore. So, you're in your fear-based energy right now. Okay, it's a situation that's presented to you, but you don't know how you want to proceed because you don't know how you feel about it based on something in the past that didn't go right with it. So that coincides with the moon energy. The moon energy and the Four Cups is what you have. And the Four Cups is actually reversed. So the moon energy is like that fear-based energy, the unknown, like this, not knowing how it's going to turn out. So I'm not sure if I want to explore this. It's some emotions that, some way you feel about a certain energy, about a certain situation is what they're saying. Okay. And the Four Cups was there, but the Four Cups was reversed, or the Four Cups in an upright means is like, is opportunities being presented to you from source. Okay. Everything comes from source. But we have free will. You're not sure if you're going to take this opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Because you're stuck in that fear-based mindset is what they're saying. And Spirit is saying that your strength is what's needed at this time to move you past this fear-based energy or this undecisive energy. The Strength card, which is your card, which is this is the Strength with the sign of Leo. Okay? And they're saying that you need to learn to take comfort in what you're doing. You need to trust your instincts more, not your fear-based mentality, your instincts. And when things don't make sense, instead of assuming it's the worst situation, use your judgment to process through it, is what they're saying. So I feel like for a lot of you, this has to do more with a partnership or a marriage. And and some type of plan for that towards the future is what they're saying, but you're apathetic about it. You don't know how you truly feel about it because you have the King of Wands here. Okay, the King of Wands and the Strength, and it's some situation that you possibly want to move towards, but it's fear behind it. Is what they're saying. So it's like an opportunity is being presented to you, but you're not fully embarking on it. But in order to embark on it, it's going to require courage on your part to explore the shadow, which is your fear, don't have to necessarily be scary. It just means like you look at the options and look at your experiences from the past and relate it to the future and see what's different now, or you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to investigate it from this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I feel that things occur over and over, we have cycles that we're in, and God allows that to happen in order to see how we deal with it as we grow. So we have similar lessons. I'm not saying it's the same, similar lessons, but it's testing us at different levels. You know what I'm saying? So, when you were 19, 20, you were down here, and how you responded to a situation may have been different to when you were 20 in your 40s. You know what I'm saying? So a similar situation presents itself, and you allow the opportunity to explore it, and God wants to see how you're going to handle it. You know what I'm saying? And it goes on and on. So it's a similar lesson. Something's presented to you that maybe you didn't handle well in the past. It's presented to you again. How are you going to handle it? They don't want you to handle it with fear or dismiss it. They want you to process through it and handle it with your current knowledge and skills. Okay? The energy that's around you, Leo. You got the Three of Coins, you got the Two of Cups, and then you have the Two of Wands and the Hermit. So basically, the universe is trying to steer you in another direction. So however you're thinking about something or however you feel about it, I feel like it's coming from a fear-based mentality, and the universe is trying to steer you away from that fear by instilling courage in you. And they're saying it's this energy that they want you to work together with something, because the Three of Pentacles is here. And they're also saying in terms of a partnership, because the Two of Cups is here. So it's an opportunity for a romantic partnership to bloom, or to have a trusted relationship with somebody. So that's what the Three of Pentacles, the cooperation, working with somebody. Two of Cups, some type of romantic partnership. That's what I see, Leo, is what it is. Now, you're like not sure how you want to approach it, so you're kind of withdrawn from the idea, and you're kind of stuck in between two spaces, the Two of Cups and the Hermit. So you're not sure how you want to approach it, okay? But the universe is presenting it to you, giving you that opportunity at this level to see how you're going to approach the situation. And of course, you have free will, okay? So let's look at aspects of this energy. Okay, so the aspect is, it's a lot of change that's here, okay? Because you have the Death card, and it seems like a drastic change or a violent change, but Spirit is saying it's for the better, and it may cause hurt, as you try to process how you feel and go through your discernment, try to determine something, or you thinking back on a past situation. It may cause hurt, but it's important that you acknowledge your needs, declare your needs, is what they're saying, or whatever your intentions are. And it's also this energy where it feels like, okay, because I got the Death card, then I have the Five of Cups. So whatever the situation that you are trying to acknowledge or trying to understand, is a transition, is something that's changing, and through this change, it's painful. It's a lot of emotional hurt that you're thinking on, is what they're saying. But it's happening fast because Spirit is I just feel like Spirit wants you to surrender to your subconscious, to get enlightenment on where you currently are. So it's almost like they want you to review some things, like a life review from your past, to try to gain enlightenment at this particular point, is what they're saying. So it's talking about, it's sorrow from your past that you don't want to look at, and they're wanting you to acknowledge that so that you can move past it. Okay? So you can transition out of this phase of fear and sorrow and hurt. Okay? But the energy of this is coming up quickly, and it's trying to get you to a point where you can have hope about your future, and not so much focus on what went wrong in the past, and this is why I'm not doing this now because X, Y, and Z. No, this is what happened in the past, but you need to clear this out and move towards a different energy, is what they're saying. Because this is like 12th house energy for me. The Death card, because even I know Scorpio was talking about endings and surrendering and exploring the subconscious and emotional pain, your fear, your shadow side. You know what I'm saying? As you explore your fear and your shadow side, things from the past that went on, you're going to use discernment to work through it so you can move past it. Okay? That's what they're saying. And it's really important. The energy is they're saying something favorable in terms of a marriage or a partnership, or you protecting something, or desire for a plan in terms of marriage or partnership. Okay? That's what it is. Okay. What's testing this situation, Leo, is how you think other people are going to view you. Okay? So that hinders you and it makes you kind of stay stuck in a certain situation. Also, it's you feel a sense of dissatisfaction just in your life right now. And you feel a sense of loneliness or just a lack of excitement. And if it's not in terms of love, it could be in terms of occupation where you feel like not satisfied in a job, or you're not getting what you want in terms of your 10th house, which is like how people view you and acknowledge you in your job or your profession. Something that you not feel like you're getting what you want from it. So it's like you wanting to change in the profession or a change in that way. Okay, so you're thinking about the ethics behind something, whether it's a job situation, is it something for you, or is it dissatisfaction in terms of your love life? There's a sense of loneliness or none excitement. But Spirit is saying the wheel is changing. The wheel of fortune. The wheel is all this. We were just talking about cycles and level. Like we repeat the same lessons, but at different levels of our life. The wheel is turning. The wheel is constantly turning. Sometimes we're in the upside of the wheel where everything's going great. Sometimes we're in the lower part or we're in the valleys. But you're at that point where it can be at the upper portion of the wheel. But it's a lot of like pleasure and wealth that's fated for you is what Spirit is saying. But you have to stop struggling against destiny is what they're saying, and let it occur. So it's an energy where you're resisting something with the 4 cups and the wheel of fortune. Okay? You're resisting fate. You're trying to resist destiny. And I think this comes out of your fear about how the situation may work out this time. Because maybe it's a situation from your past that maybe in the past it didn't work. But you're at a different phase right now. Okay? So the Queen of Wands is normally confident. She knows how to approach things. She knows her boundary, but she's reversed, and this is in a test situation. And that's with the 3 of Pentacles, because you're unsure if you want to collaborate with somebody or cooperate with somebody. Is an unsurety, and it's something. And if it's not in terms of love, like a relationship that you're thinking about embarking on, it could be in terms of work. Like you're not sure if the people you're working with have the ethics that you need, or you know what I'm saying, if they're going to give you the acknowledgement that you need. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that but this is your own energy that's holding you back. Is what Spirit is saying. All right, so let's look at aspects of this, Leo. All right, so you have the Devil and the Ace of Cups. Okay, and you know what? I feel like I want to get clarity on this. Because, okay, the Devil talks about, like, you feel a sense of exploitation where somebody's treating you unfair. If it's in a job situation, is the benefit, they're trying to benefit from your work or something that you're doing. Or, because the Devil is saying whatever this is, that is true. So whatever you're thinking on and you're trying to decide, it's true. So that's why they say they want you to use discernment. So, but they're also saying, I need clarity. With the Ace of Coins is that you're going to increase your wealth. Something's going to increase something. I clarified that with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So, what I feel like this Devil, tell me, is this a past energy? Why is the Devil here with the Ace of Cups for Leo? Okay, I got it. They want you to move away from the ideas about how things didn't work out in the past. The devil is a past energy. Okay, this whatever the situation was in the past, it did come off as obsessive or a situation that you shouldn't continue, so it ended. The Ace of Cups is the opportunity now with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright for you now. Okay, so the Ace of Cups is where it's at now. So initially, when this cycle was going on for you, it could have been years ago, it wasn't healthy for you because you hadn't learned some things, you haven't discovered who you were, and so you were just victim to the situation. Now, as it presents as Ace of Cups. So it's an opportunity, a blessing is coming through for you, something for you to explore, is what they're saying. And I say that because you have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So the emotional contentment, like the satisfaction, or in this case, soulmate type of situation is here for you. You know what I'm saying? And you're unsure about it because it's like you moved past something in your past that brought you out of this like codependent or trapped relationship or situation. And now the opportunity has come back around again this time. It's cycled back around, and you're at a good place in your life. You've grown spiritually and emotionally, and it's ushering in that type of energy where things are calmer. You wonder if it will leave you feeling left out the way it occurred before, because now I've already established who I am. I'm independent. I'm secure. Do I need this energy? Okay, that's what it is. Okay, let's see what else we got then. Let's look at the outcome based on this for you. I feel like the outcome is good, but let me see. Okay, the Four of Wands is here. I actually think with the King and that Queen of Cups, this is talking about a stable relationship. So for a lot of you, it's talking about a love relationship that's cycling back around. So either there's an opportunity for love that's presenting itself again to you, or somebody from your past that's coming back in with a proposal for love, because I got the Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups here, and it's the Four of Wands is like the mark of stability. So it talks like twin flame, 1111, having that stable home, that life that you want, that happiness within your home and within self. So before, maybe this opportunity was presented and you wanted a stable home, but because you wasn't clear on who you were, you wasn't truly identified, and you didn't love yourself enough, that caused some issues. Because this is what I say. In relationships, okay, I always think about, and I'm not saying I'm making a situation up. It's not for every person. But with, in love, and you think about relationships where, I want to say, I really don't want to say it, but I kind of want to say this. I'm being led to say this. Abusive relationships where a person is emotionally, physically, or verbally abusive to you. I always think in certain situations, you know how you always put yourself in certain situations and think, I don't know if I could allow myself to be abused like that, because like me as a black person, I talk about slavery. And I think about those times, I probably would have been a dead slave, because I don't think I could allow the abuse to occur. You know what I'm saying? And I always think the same thing about in abusive relationships, even whether it's a man or a woman. It's always something within that person that they don't have the self-confidence, or they haven't identified self, so they take more than they probably should. You know what I'm saying? And most times it occur in younger adults when they're in relationships because they haven't established who they are. Because if I think about it, over the course of the years in relationships that I've had people say things to me that was disrespectful or degrading. And sometimes I didn't say things, and other times I said, I don't understand what that means. Or I tell them, when you say this, it makes me feel like this. I feel like you disrespected me. It's like you reach a different phase. And when you confront people, hold on, I'm dry. When you confront people on how they're making you feel, because I'm not saying, oh, you disrespectful. I'm not like arguing with a person. I'm saying when you say stuff like that, it sounds disrespectful, like you disrespected me, and I'm not quite sure what you mean. What do you mean when you say this? Like, you clarify stuff with people, and when you confront somebody like that, they have to think about what they mean, because sometimes people do say things to probably hurt you or to make you feel lower because it makes them feel better. Because even the abuser for me is always the person that they have low self-esteem. They're not clear on who they are, and they use other people's not so strong aspects of themselves to make them feel worse than they are, to make them feel better. That's like a bully. So that's the abuser. So in saying this, what I'm saying is, so let's say hypothetically, if you're in a situation It don't have to be with this particular person, and you were in abusive relationships or abusive relationship in the past. So you said, I'm never going to establish myself in a relationship because I don't want to be hurt like that again. And then, opportunity for a relationship presents itself to you. But it's different now because in this cycle, over the years, you develop and you've grown. You're more confident in yourself. You loving yourself more. So if a situation presented where somebody's disrespecting you, you could check that person. And then it's either resolved or it's like you dismissing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they mean when they say in using discernment. You don't have to be fear-based and like, I'm not going to do this thing ever again. I'm never going to touch fire. I'm never going to look at fire. I'm never going to cook because I might get burned. You can't do that because it limits you from a whole aspect of yourself. You just use discernment with the knowledge from your past, the good and bad experiences that you had, and you surrender the rest to God. Okay? You surrender it to be healed. Like you laying down your fears to God. Now open me up to new experiences, God. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm feeling here. Okay? So it's talking about focusing on kindness, attraction, like your loving heart for yourself and for others. They want you to focus on love and emotional aspects of yourself. They want you to balance your masculine and feminine self. You know what I'm saying? So the part that wants to protect you and the part that wants to feel nurtured. They want you to balance those two. You can still protect yourself and you can still get the nurturing and the love that you want with discernment, judging wisely in situations, okay? And even if you make a judgment in a situation, because sometimes people do deceive you, right? Well, you can change your mind. You can say, never mind. You know what I'm saying? So, but it don't mean cut it off going forward, every person that approach you in terms of love, or every work situation that presents itself, every boss that's done this, I don't trust boss, I don't want to work in corporate America because I feel this because you're one bad experience. No, it's just that's how that person was. Maybe they had an issue with ethics and following the rules or being respectful or showing love, which really didn't have anything to do with you other than you wasn't secure in yourself. So it just basically it should have taught you how to be stronger in yourself. That's what it should have taught you. And if it hadn't, they want you to kind of review that and look at your experiences and kind of make judgments and now based on how you feel, based on what you've learned over the past and situation, but not cutting yourself off from an experience because it didn't go right with one person or maybe two people or some type of situation in your life. Okay. Whew. Okay. So the other card that you have, so you have the Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So it's talking about connecting lovingly with somebody, establishing stability and happiness for yourself. You can now, okay, is what they're saying. But you have the Queen of Swords, where she holds experience and power. The Queen of Swords, and she is candid when necessary, but she uses her intuition and she has a lot of integrity. That's what they're saying. You can still have the love you want, the happiness you want, the stability you want, whether it's job or romance, but you have to judge situations wisely. You know what I'm saying? With the knowledge from the past, which gives you power to approach things differently. You know what I'm saying? To affect change. So you hold an experience, but you have power and wit about you, and you can be very blunt and upfront if necessary. That's what you need to be. So if somebody come at you with some abusive stuff or down talking you or down talking your work, you can say, excuse me, I'm not clear. So basically what you repeat. Like my thing is, I listen well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an active listener. I listen with my ears. I listen with my intuition, my third eye. I look at body language, the tone in people's voices, and I take it all in. So a lot of times when people come at you some way, they really want a reaction from you. You know what I'm saying? They approach you and they want you to get upset. They want you to get flustered. And because you fire sign, you're likely to go there. But you can still go there, but in a more controlled, mature manner. So if somebody's coming at you negatively, listen to everything they're saying. Let them finish. Let them come to a good stopping point. And just repeat. So what I'm hearing you say is that you don't like X, Y, and Z. You don't want this. And then, and they say, well, yeah. Okay, well, to me, it feels like, and then you express how you feel. And when you do that to people, they're not prepared for that. They're ready to battle and argue and go back and forth. They're not ready for you to, because you analyzing what they're saying and you reverberating, you're repeating it back, but in a different way. They're trying to make sure you two are on the same page. And then you also put in there how you feel. So you being real upfront. You saying that made me feel this way. So I took it to mean this. I mean, can you clarify that for me? Because am I hearing it wrong? Am I experiencing this wrong? You will see people stumble and not know what to say. So it's how you handle situations going forward, even if in the past it didn't work for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, you have a newfound knowledge of self and this newfound love of self where people would try to say things or do things to hurt you. It probably should barely, I mean, you feel it. I mean, somebody say something, the person trying to hurt your feelings, you feel it, but it's like a little tick, like it don't really bother you. It's like, okay, whatever. So okay, first off, you just totally disrespecting me. You can make it in a joking way. You totally disrespecting me. You just said that my work wasn't quality enough. What is it about my work that gets specific that needs to be improved? Like, what are you looking for with this? Or even with relationships. You know what I'm saying? You ask questions. What are you looking for specifically if I'm not providing that to you? The other thing is like getting clarity, because a lot of times people don't know. They just like to criticize. They're critics. Everybody's a critic. Everybody has something to say about anything you do, always. So you just have to be stronger and confident enough in yourself to acknowledge that's what it is. And if you want clarity, or you really want to try to understand it, you know, or you just want to confront the situation and bring it to their attention, you're allowed. Okay? Just use integrity as you do it. Okay? All right. So do I need some advice for you guys? Do I need to close this out with advice? Let me see if I was to do that. I'm going to get one card from this love deck here that I got, because it feels like a love reading for you. Okay? That's what it feels like. Oh, wait. I already got some clarity. They're saying that you guys are going to get wish fulfillment, and you're going to get reciprocity. You're going to get what you want this time around. Okay? It's going to be fulfilling. Okay? 9 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. So 6 of Pentacles represent reciprocity. 9 of Cups represents wish fulfillment. Emotional contentment and satisfaction in something this time around. Okay? A lot of this is in terms of romantic endeavors. And I say this because the Page of Cups is here. But this time, you have to establish your boundaries with people this time around. Or even as you're in a situation, sometimes you don't know. You can't anticipate what's going to happen. You can't predict all the time, because you're not the controller of other people. You don't control people. You don't control emotions. You don't control what they say. You don't control what they do. But when it does happen, something inappropriate that's not aligning with you, you set the boundary and you defend your position. You ask questions. You use discernment. You know what I'm saying? You don't let your fear take over. So Spirit is saying it's going to happen again. Whatever happened in the past that scared you, but this time you're equipped with the tools to handle it well. Okay? But if you handle it well, you make the choice, you know, to move forward and not be afraid of life, to love, not being afraid of the fire, then you can get the type of love commitment that you want. But your limitations, or your fear to commit, or fear to like want to be in a relationship, has to do with you not surrendering your fears from the past. And now that once you surrender your fears, you can use discernment to work through the things that make you nervous, okay? And just having that courage to move past it. So you need to put work into that aspect of your life, is what they're saying, okay? Now let's pull one card of advice for Leos as we close it out. And thank you so much for watching. If it resonated, hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment if you feel led to leave a comment. And like and subscribe to my channel. Like my video if it resonated, and subscribe to my channel if you want to receive regular content from me. I appreciate it so much. Okay, give me one advice card for Leo. Oh, okay. Dream is like popped out. Dream of love is what it says. I'm going to show you this card, Leo, and then I'm going to read it to you. So Dream of Love says, this spell will help you journey into your dreams to explore your subconscious. Bring the mic up here. Before you go to sleep, sprinkle a circle of black salt on the floor surrounding your bed. If it's not possible, you can place a light bag of black salt beneath your pillow. Gather dried basil, dried rose petal, dried orange peels, dried pomegranate seeds, and rose quartz crystal, and put them in a cloth bag. A sock will do in a pinch. Place the bag beneath the bed while you sleep. This will allow you to connect with your most deeply held romantic thoughts and desires during your dreams. So you guys are limiting yourself on your desires romantically because of some fear-based situation, some situation in the past that caused fear in regards to romance or to love. Okay? And this, you know, look at spells as little rituals to kind of help open yourself up. You know, I feel like material things don't really have power. You infuse power. So the ritual is the thing that gives a situation power. So this like little dream or love ritual, dream of love ritual, what they basically saying, gather basil, dry basil, rose petal, dry orange peels, dry pomegranate seeds, and rose quartz, and put them in a cloth bag. You putting that together, you set an intention of open me up to connect with my deep romantic feelings. That's the magic. It's in the process of what you do. It's in the rituals that you do. So it's like it's saying I'm setting time aside in my life to devote energy and time to this. So help me, God. So now God's going to say, okay, she offered this to us, and now let's see how we can help her. Is that interesting? Yes. The card at the bottom of the deck is surrender to your heart. And it says, it's easy to overthink love, whether you're wondering where a long-term relationship is headed or analyzing every minute of a first date. Being thoughtful about love is important, but sometimes our heads can get in the way of our hearts. In your journal, consider how you can surrender to love and to let things unfold without resistance or analysis. How can you become more present in your love life? How can you release the urge to control things? Write your thoughts in a short affirmation to help you return to the present moment whenever you're overthinking your love life. Leo, this is what I have for you, okay? Hope it resonated. And until next time, light and love.